Hi everyone and welcome back to WARNO League Season 0 from SD League. Today we have our second game with Lathans and RabidSquirrelX. Today we have RabidSquirrel playing on the right as the KDA. And over on the left in red we have Lathans playing as the 39th. Now, this was a tight game last time. I'm expecting nothing less this time. Both players reaching the center at about the same time, though obviously RabidSquirrel has those forward deployment troops. MiG-23 in, going for that chopper, I assume. Good spread of units, quite a lot up here for RabidSquirrel, interestingly. Yeah, that's engaged. MiG-23 is in for that MiG-23. Oh! RabidSquirrel's MiG-23 survives. AA from the ground, an anti-air jet. I think he'll be getting that out of there now, but that was one very lucky MiG-23. Plenty of anti-air coming in. It feels like RabidSquirrel has a lot on the field right now. Plenty coming straight across the center here for Lathans, of course, though he is now getting attacked by these SPG-9s. Oh, hello, Lathans. Already with the UAZ SPG-9 memes, how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Straight away, I think you can get up to 2 cards, 12 per card, so if he's got all of them. He's stopping them in there, but he's behind the enemy lines. RabidSquirrel's SPG-9 is doing a lot of damage to these infantry coming across the center there. Spetsnaz moving into this building as well. A lot of fighting going on here. Spetsnaz obviously have, you would think, an upper hand, but actually these aren't Spetsnaz with RPO launchers or anything, are they? These guys have them, but these ones are just standard Spetsnaz with an RPG-29. Now getting engaged by T62s. SPG-9's pushing around the back here. Currently command in for RabidSquirrel, no commands in at the other side as yet, so an early points gain for RabidSquirrel. Really curious to see what these guys manage to achieve here. T62's pushing across the center here. These SPG-9 UAZs will melt this thing if it gets close enough to them. RabidSquirrel realizing that is moving them the other way now. Oh, too late. They've been spotted. Oh, melted. T62 is pushing across the center here, wiping out these infantry very effectively. Anti-tank jet coming in, engaging on the UAZs. That's, I mean, they're pretty far forward, but that's a risky maneuver. I mean, it has taken a shot as well. That was close to dead. It's coming back around. This could be a loss of it. Oh, it's okay. He's realizing he's pulling it out, I think. I thought he was going to swing that back around and it was going to try and attack again. That probably would have been its death. That would have been an expensive loss for the death of a single UAZ. I mean, this is very effective here. Swinging these around the back, just picking off units. T55A should put a stop to that, though. Up here has been a weird engagement again for both players. Losing a few units early game. Not really making much progress either way. And it's just going to be a constant battleground in the center. I'm just looking to see what's coming in. Another MiG-27 anti-tank jet coming in. The T-55's doing their job. I'm a little bit worried about these AT jets. Not within range of the OSAs this time, so that's probably a good thing. 2 commands coming in for Lathans now. No more commands as yet for RabidSquirrel, but he's got a nice head start, 360 points. Rabid with a good control of this area, though that said, these are all VPBs, very cheap infantry squads. 15 points apiece. They have SMGs, so they're good close range, but not so good long range. And obviously BMP3s are going to make a mess of these. Cluster Bomber came in there to try and hit those tanks. Tanks had moved out of the way for the most part. A lot of damage done to this one, though. I think he actually lost a tank in those trees there. Can we get in and see? Yes, he did lose one tank to that strike. And I think the jet got out in one piece. I didn't see it go down. Anti-tank jet came in there as well. It also has pushed right up, though is out of missiles. Yeah, AT jet lingering around, but no threat from that OSA currently. This one, however, might get a shot off. Yes, it will, though he has lost a tank over there. OSA might get a kill, though. Nope. Unlucky OSA. Unlucky. A second hit on that would have been the strike that did the job. This is a tight game again. Already I can see that. Nice forward position here for Lathans, but a good position here for RabidSquirrel. Those T55s pushing forward. He's lost one there. BMP3's obviously devastatingly good, and a second one gone. Look at these BMP3s roll. Motostrelki here as well. Have the chance to do plenty of damage for side shots on these tanks. VPBs, however, close range will mince these Motostrelki. More BMP3s coming in here, though. Lots more T55s coming in from Rabid. T62s coming in from Lathans, though. It's a really, really difficult one to call here because both players have the capacity for this cheaper tank spam, though obviously more so on RabidSquirrel's side with the T55s. Cubs coming in now to help deal with all of these jets that RabidSquirrel is relying on currently. T62's coming in here. BMP3's really showing their worth in this game so far. Smoke's having to go down to deal with those missiles. That T62 is very much almost dead. T62 coming in here. Cluster Bomber going for it though, I think. Very dead. Cubs hitting that though. Can they get the cluster? No, the cluster escapes. How lucky is that cluster? Wow. Rocket attack coming in as well. Going for that tank to finish it off. Oh, it has missed though. But some progress being made in the center by Lathans anyway. He is pushing up here with the aid of those BMP3s and the infantry that came in. Oh, Rabid's holding here. VPBs aren't going to do too much against these vehicles. The rocket attack, I mean, Rabid is relying heavily on aircraft here. But that said, I mean, Lathans is struggling to shoot this stuff down. He's bringing in more manpads and stuff now. There's a cub at the back here. Not a lot of jets going over this way, but certainly a lot coming here and managing to survive. More T55s rolling in there now. There's a pack gun there as well. T62's coming in. Lots and lots of tanks in this game. Lots of tank losses as well for both players. Good job it's not a destruction match. T62 gets the win there for RabidSquirrel. The other one obviously on very low health. Hood failure for that chopper. T62s. Lots of long-range assaults from vehicles against infantry in this game. Finally, the loss of an AT jet there. But UAZ with SPG-9s pushing up here have managed to take out the anti-air unit. The OSA is down. Rocket attack coming in and attacking something there. That's another death of an AA unit. Targeted strikes by RabidSquirrel here, so he can utilize his jets again. UAZ SPG-9 rolling around the back now. RabidSquirrel playing Lathans at his own game. T55's coming in here. RabidSquirrel going for the T55 blitzkrieg push across the centre. Taking a leaf out of Lathan's book. It is a bit of the meta right now. Back pushing up slowly here. Look at them go, jogging along the field. Lathan's catching up in points currently, as he does have a command in the centre there. Obviously, RabidSquirrel bringing up his own command for the centre. Lathan's having to pull his forces back slightly though, as RabidSquirrel getting more of a forward position here. Good chopper coming in here with Kokon missiles, and the MiG-23 there. Still, it feels like RabidSquirrel has almost a free reign with his jets at the moment. That's why I'm concentrating so much on this side of the map, so we can see them coming in. Cub out of ammo, yeah. Osa engaging, but getting a lot of misses. Lathan's really struggling to deal with the aircraft coming in at the moment. Anti-air just nowhere near as potent as it is in Wargame Red Dragon in this game. Obviously, they've gone for a different tact in the sense of aircraft need to be closer to drop their bombs and things. Anti-air isn't quite as effective at getting a strike. Just a little bit different in WARNO. Again, Cub's missing all its shots against that MiG-23. Su-27S brought in for anti-air cover. Needs to be careful though, because there's plenty of AA. There's a book there. There's... Yeah, immediately down. Su-27S. I don't know if that's just the look of the draw, but that's unfortunate. Considering how much RabidSquirrel stuff is dodging. Look at it again. Su-17M4 just dodging. There it goes, finally. After dodging multiple missiles, it is down. Lathan's getting a push going on in this corner again, though, at least. Not a lot down here for RabidSquirrel, just those tanks, really. Lathan's in a good position here to push across. There is some ATGM UAZs coming down there. More T62s coming in the back. More UAZs with SPG-9s coming down here. Quite a few SPG-9 UAZs here for Lathans as well. I'm actually waiting to see in one of these games where there's just a mass UAZ SPG-9 war between two players. Maybe we'll see a little bit of that here. Good push from Lathans here. Not a lot to stop him. He certainly has overwhelming force. More UAZ SPG-9s coming in and a T-80 rolling in now. That will be good for dealing with these tanks. Though obviously will be at risk again from the Air Force of RabidSquirrel. And I do worry that Lathans will be running out of anti-air. Because those targeted strikes to kill the anti-air have done a big detriment to the anti-air net on Lathan's side of the map. Not that it was doing a very good job anyway, it was mostly just missing. If I was Lathans, I'd be asking for a refund on some of those AA pieces. Rocket coming in and swerving off. Marker going down on the command there. It is stunned. He managed to attack it. There's the rocket attack jet coming in and is taking fire from a Cub. Two Cubs. Took a single shot but will evac. I feel like this has been a tough game for Lathans. He's taking a lot of fire from RabidSquirrel's air units. Artillery piece coming in there at the back. More T55s coming in for Rabid Squirrel. This feels like a really challenging game for both players, but I feel like Lathans is... I don't know, I feel like he's hurting more in this game. It'll be interesting to see the kills to losses at the end and see if it is, you know, reflected. That it feels like Lathans is losing more at the moment. But, you know, I say this, and there isn't really a lot more blue on the map, so it's really difficult. But I feel like Lathans has slightly more expensive units than Rabid Squirrel at the moment. UAZ SPG-9's on the move here, engaging 2 tanks and a Pac-12. Pretty effective. Still really good, these UAZ SPG-9s. Anti-tank jet coming in again for those UAZs. Has veered off though. Obviously, Lathans doesn't have any AA here, but Rabid Squirrel doesn't know that. He may eventually take the chance to fly over that way. Second anti-tank jet coming in. I'm struggling to see how Lathans can push. That is my main thing at the moment. I can see Rabid Squirrel has T55s. He has more infantry coming in. I feel like there's capacity there to push. I'm struggling to see that on Lathan's side. He's got units there that I can see being defensive, but I'm just not seeing a pushing force. SU-27S coming in there, but again, if it goes over the center of the map, it's at risk. No, he's veering off. He's just trying to get a couple of shots off. Fair enough. And again, another shot off. The missile. Oh, he gets a hit. Really not sure what to expect here. I'm feeling like it's rolling in Rabid Squirrel's direction because of the amount of forces he has. There is some anti-air arriving for Lathans. I genuinely thought he might be out of AA, but he is bringing in some OSAs now. But obviously they're not cheap. I mean, let me remind myself exactly how much they cost. 120 points apiece is not cheap. And that's, you know, he's got 2 artillery pieces in there. I think he's planning to try and kill the command, but the command isn't there. Command's moved up here now. I think he's marking where it used to be, or he's marking the book. I'm not sure. Marker going down here on that UAZ. Also got a kill. Just for a change. But you'll notice very expensive anti-air. Not a lot else came in. BMP3 with some more Strelky coming in now. But compare that to the other side. There just feels like there's a lot more blue on the map now. Yes, they're cheaper units, but they're all forces he can attack with. The question is, can Lathans hold the line? If anyone can, I'm sure it's Lathans, but this feels like a struggle right now. The T55 meta strikes again. Rozvedka very dead. And this is the start of Rabid Squirrel's push here. He's got plenty of units to do it with. And he can take his time. He's still slightly ahead in points. He doesn't want to risk losing too much because he has to be able to hold if there is a counter push from Lathans. Lots of stuff just piled up here to deal with these UAZs, I think, and that will be effective against them. Lots of ATGM and a few tanks. Artillery being used to try and slow units here, but not really hitting much there. Everything sort of moved forward. Not a million miles away from hitting that command vehicle, though. More BMP-3 infantry coming in there. Obviously, the BMP's a really, really good unit. Lathan's moving up his forces and tanks here to perhaps try and stop this tide when they get to the edge. Under 20 minutes left of this game, and it feels very tense right now. Command coming in there for RabidSquirrel, and another infantry command coming in there as well. He's going to try and get something into Delta, unsurprisingly. Artillery coming down on these units now. Razvedka coming in there. This feels like a really big challenge for Lathans. Artillery now coming in from the other side. Counter battery. Has Lathans been moving his artillery? I haven't even checked. Yes, he is moving them. More BMP-3s coming in. I mean, the thing is, you know, these are expensive to bring them in the BMP-3s. 60 points for BMP-3, 40 points for the infantry. That's 100 points. So you're not bringing a lot of these in. And then at the other side, we see these very cheap VPBs coming in vehicles that can then be sold. We're seeing Spetsnaz coming in here. Cheap Spetsnaz, but they're only 35 points, again, in vehicles that can be sold. In terms of numbers, RabidSquirrel definitely has an advantage right now in terms of quality of units. It's perhaps with Lathans, but we've got to see Rabid make some kind of push, Lathans be able to defend, and then Lathans counter push. I don't feel as though we're going to see a push from Lathans, but then again, if a command goes into Delta, which it's going to eventually, from RabidSquirrel's side, Lathans will have to push. He will have to do something about it. And I'm honestly expecting a command potentially in both sides, because he has brought two in. So you could put the infantry in at one side and then the vehicle in the other. And obviously, as long as you do one of them first, Lathans won't know. And then he's going to try and kill that one because it went in at that corner, but then the other one's still going to be there. And all RabidSquirrel needs to do is push ahead by at least 200 points. And I think it's doable. There's a lot of build up here for Lathans though. I mean, let's be realistic. All those BMP-3s are a lot of pushing power. The tank's obviously very strong. And there's not a lot at the front. So it does feel as though Lathans could probably get into this forested area here. But he will potentially take fire from all these tanks. I'm really struggling to see which way this could go now. I did feel as though for a long time Rabid had an advantage in numbers. But there's a lot of stuff at this bottom corner for Lathans now. I feel really tense for both of these players. What's happening on the rest of the map? There's been very little movement at the top. I mean, I think that's just stalemated. This is where we are. Neither player is building up forces. There's not a lot going to happen there. Spetsnaz being brought in up that side, though. So could RabidSquirrel be thinking about it? Artillery now hitting down here in the bottom corner. Artillery hitting here for Lathans. Lathans is the one making a move. This could be make or break here, depending on what happens with this push. If Lathans loses all his forces, then it could be game over. I see UAZ SPG-9s coming in at the top there as well. Another T-80 coming in at the bottom to back all this up. There's the command gone in at the top corner. I'm not seeing the other command as yet. It's just still sat in the back point, actually, at the back corner. Lathans is on a roll. Points ticking up for Rabid. Artillery now firing on those forces pushing up, I suspect. Yeah. This feels like it's going to be very rough for someone. Could Lathans have overwhelming force in the grand scheme of things here? T80 is obviously very powerful. Good front armor. Lathans is moving everything up here. Definitely a make-or-break move, and he's surviving. He's pushing. I'm seeing a lot of dying T55s. Also seeing some dying BMP3s, but the T80s, they're not dying. T80 got a shot very close from that T55 there. Certainly took a lot of damage. More T55 shots coming in. That's one T80 dead. This T80 pushing though. There was a maneuver here by those UAZs, I think, from this bottom corner. They have been killed. That defensive force, as I said, very effective at stopping the UAZ SPG-9s. More Spetsnaz coming in here and more SPG-9s to try and stop this Horde pushing across. Good push here. That command is dead. Rocket attack chopper being used to good effect. There isn't any anti-air there to stop them. T55 at the back of that point. Really good push from Lathans. Oh, never mind. Rocket just took out the other T80. Never mind. I take it all back. Rocket attack jet did go down at least this time though, but cluster bomber coming in as well. RabidSquirrel ahead in points. 12 minutes to go in this game. Another jet down. Lathans anti-air net being a little bit more effective now. SU-27S in the background as well. Mortars being dropped on this lot here. I mean, Lathans just threw everything, including the kitchen sink, into that. And he's managed to regain control of that point, but he's not really into the next point. And there's a lot of reinforcements arriving for RabidSquirrel. Some reinforcements arriving for Lathans as well. And a few more units coming in, including a command unit. Command infantry. But look at this T55A spam. And a low more KDA Suchin. I feel like RabidSquirrel is about to push all these forces straight back. Lathans had a lot of units to push with. He went up against a lot of units and he lost a lot of units in that push. And it feels like RabidSquirrel has many more forces coming in. There's a lot of infantry here. Very few tanks. A couple of BMP3s, which are obviously very good. But there's a lot of Conkers here. There's a lot of SPG-9s. There's a lot of T55s coming in. The biggest threat here is that T80, but it's a single T80. Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of movement up here, perhaps, but I feel like Lathans could push, but RabidSquirrel has enough to defend, definitely. And here, well, I mean, it's really difficult to say how this is going to go. I think RabidSquirrel has the numbers. Lathans has infantry, but I feel like the T55 is going to melt through that infantry. There's a lot of T55s there. 10 minutes left. RabidSquirrel is ahead. And I'm not sure we're going to see Lathans pull this back. Again, it's been a very hard fought game. But I feel like right now in unit composition, RabidSquirrel has the advantage. It's really, I feel like this is really difficult to call, but I'm leaning towards RabidSquirrel. Lathans has pulled off some amazing stuff in the past, but I just don't think he has the forces. There's another two T80s coming in though, but he's going to be at close quarters against the T55s, and the closer the T55s are, the higher the damage output. That AP kinetic energy damage goes up the closer they are. And I feel as though at long range the T80s would succeed, but there's Conkers here as well, already getting shots over that. There's one T80 down already. Yeah. I mean, look at all that blue. I feel as though as we've gone to the end of the game, it's going to be tighter on the kills to losses than it was early game. But I think RabidSquirrel has this. He's still just ahead in points. He has the 200 he needs for a win. I'm pretty sure that's the tournament rules. And I feel like he's got enough units there that are defensive to hold back anything that Lathans could possibly push with. And here's the push from RabidSquirrel. He's going in. Infantry first. Tanks behind. Providing that fire support. There are a lot of tanks here. There's T62s coming in as well. Also a lot of munitions coming in. Lots of resupply. Another pack 12 gun coming in as well. There's a lot of units clustered here for both players, but I think we're about to see RabidSquirrel clear up. Yeah. T80 is in close proximity to these T55s. It's smoked, it's pulling back. Yeah. Sapri Commander pulling back as well. The plan was to get that Sapri Commander in this corner, but it's not going to happen. RabidSquirrel pushing hard. He will have a spare command there as well. Yes, he does. So he'll be able to get back into that point. Lathan's pushing at this side as well, but there's too much stuff there. Rabid is going to hold. He is going to push. Just over 7 minutes left of this game. And I think I'm ready to say commiserations to Lathans. He'd have to do something pretty impressive to hold now. Rocket Attack Chopper does help. Definitely. And in fact, there isn't much AA there. Can I even see an AA unit? No, in fact. But there is a Spetsnaz commander coming in. I mean, artillery hitting at the back here. I mean, he's marking what I suspect he thinks is a command, but yeah. Command is in. There we go. It's the front one and the infantry command just at the back there. Lots of jets going down here now, but it doesn't really matter. Lathans is completely out of that point. He's not going to be able to push at the top. I think this was going to be an attempt to swing around the back and kill a command, but I think the anti-air will deal with that pretty effectively. Or is it going to get out of range? Possibly. He is out of range. He might get that round. Whether RabidSquirrel has a jet he can bring in to deal with that, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if he kills that now, RabidSquirrel is very ahead. He can easily push across this point and take out that command realistically. That SU-27 is surely going down. There it goes. I think Lathans knows it's over. He will get the kill on this command. But, I mean, RabidSquirrel can easily move this command over there and just keep the infantry command in here. He will go and try and kill another command, though. There is some anti-air coming in at the back here. I don't think he has any jets left, I guess, to take that out. Commiserations, though, Lathans. Very hard fought. Very tight game for such a long time. But that T55A spam. So powerful right now. Oh, he did have a jet come in and took out the chopper. Still one unit of infantry left there. 5 minutes left of the game. RabidSquirrel just needs to sit and hold now. He doesn't even need to push. He is sending that command over to Hotel as expected. And that's it. It's just a sit and wait game. Rabid doesn't need to push. He doesn't need to lose any more units. He doesn't need to risk it. He can just wait. Artillery fire. I expect some artillery fire potentially on that corner to try and kill the command that's there. But he's so far out ahead now. In 4 minutes, I don't think there's anything Lathans can do to pull it back. I really don't. There's the command in there. It will be back to +2. Artillery going in on this corner, perhaps? Yeah, just hunting for that command now. I mean, it wouldn't take a lot. MiG-23 coming in there. Is going to be lucky to get out alive. Did take a missile. Artillery, good strikes here. Whether it kills that command is up for debate, but good strikes, almost on target. Is doing damage to it. But yes, the game is over. Well done, Rabid. Well done, Lathans. Another fantastic game. So many UAZ SPG-9 spams. So many T55A spams. I mean, the meta in this tournament feels very T55A. This should hopefully stop with the patch coming up this week and should change things up a bit, as there have been adjustments. So, fingers crossed that it means there will be a change in the meta in the tournament. Hippie will be delighted, so I'm sure he can do some major memes in his upcoming games once that patch drops. 3 minutes left. A little bit of a push from Lathans here with some units, but yeah, he's not going to get very far. A well-deserved win in this game, Rabid, because last game could have gone either way. This game could have gone either way. You both deserved a win. I'm very happy to see that one of you won each game. What more can I say? Also, nice to see Lathans coming up against that T55A Horde that he has used multiple times in this tournament. And also the UAZ SPG-9 spam. Which, can I just say, I have used in a few games. It is very effective. Speaking of UAZ SPG-9 spam. Here's some more coming in. I mean, that must be the last of what he has available in the game. I don't think it's going to get very far. There's a lot of T55As between it and the edge of that point. SU-25 rocket attack. Tanner special coming in. T62's doing alright there. Getting some kills on those T55s. And there's the game. Commiserations, Lathans. Well played to both players. Oh, kills to losses. Significantly in RabidSquirrel's favour. Okay, yeah. Makes sense towards the end. Lots of expensive units on Lathan's side were lost. That's fair. Yeah, I can accept that. Really great game, guys. Let's have a look at those kills and losses. Just really curious. BMP3s did well. Not surprised at all. BMP3 T80 did okay. T62 doing alright there at the end. SPG-9's doing amazing. The Jet's got quite a few kills. That MI8 rocket. Malika got quite a few kills. T55A, KD8 Suchum was doing well there. And the T55A again. Interesting spread of kills on your side there. Very interesting. Really good game, guys. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more WARNO in the coming week. More from the tournament, as we will be heading soon out of the group stages and into the main event, shall we say? Is it fair to call it the main event? I don't know, but we'll be heading there anyway. As always, please do check out the channels of these guys, which I will link down below. And please do look at the Match Arena page. Clicking a few buttons down the sides always adds 25 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, whatever, to the prize pool. It's free for you to click on a few buttons. It only takes a couple of minutes. And, you know, every little adds up and goes towards the prize for these guys who are putting in a lot of time and effort to keep you entertained. I'll see you all soon.